Valencia, deixant més cap a la dreta per Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi,
What up? Good morning. Got the Dickies review coming in right now. This video did pretty good. It's got 411,000 views. Came out 2 weeks ago, and this video was incredibly hyped. Let's see, go to their Instagram page here. I've never seen a video that had more promotion in terms of premieres. Like, the video came out late. After it was supposed to have come out on Thrasher, they were still sending the video to shops, like as if that they were going to have these local premieres after it was already out on Thrasher, which I was like, who's going to go to a video premiere at a skate shop for a video that they've probably already seen? I've never seen that happen before. So I think people's expectations were pretty high, and it seems like if you're going to do this amount of promotion, you're going to do this many premieres, they were probably pretty pleased with the results. They sent it to Japan. Look at the sheer volume of skate shops that they sent this fucking thing to. It's like 100. I mean, at this point, you send it to 100 skate shops. It's like you expect people to gather at 100 skate shops. A little arrogant, I would say. A little arrogant. They thought that they could make like a budget pretty sweet 12 years later and we wouldn't notice. Like, dude, people definitely noticed. We got this opening sequence, actually. And then let's go. You know, it's like the same shit. Like this long, like anthemic slow motion intro. So, like, you look at the B-roll of this. I'm gonna try not to harp on this too much, but it's like, oh my god, Vincent Alvarez pushing in slow motion at golden hour. And then right after this actually triggered me so bad. Jake Hayes doing a kickflip in a fucking schoolyard on flat over a picnic bench, not even a picnic table. And it's like, dude, I have seen Jake Hayes skating schoolyards and doing kickflips on flat 4 trillion times. B-roll is this funny thing where it's not that important, but at the same time, it's like I take it like as a personal offense when the B-roll is so mindless. Like, it's such an afterthought, yet it's pretty fucking prevalent in the video, and it does inform a lot of, like, you know, the aesthetic and the art direction, like, of the video. And it's just this thing that's a lot of skaters put no thought into whatsoever. You know, like, oh, we're just like on the session, we're in a schoolyard, like, oh, Jake Hayes, can you do that kickflip that you do? Oh, fucking Vincent Alvarez, can you like push? You know, can we film somebody doing a tray flip from the side? It's just like, so it's the same shit over and over and over again. This is an issue that I personally have with this Dickies video. It's like, this video does absolutely nothing to push the envelope creatively of skateboarding. And not every video needs to do that, but I think that this was kind of like touted, and some people in the comments were even reacting as though this was like a generational defining, you know, full length. Like, there's a comment like, oh, these kids just got their yeah right, or Baker fucking 3 or something like that. Videos that had like such strong personality that people would be copying them for, you know, years and years and years to come, because they like brought something really new, really fresh to skateboard videos. This is the furthest fucking thing from that. This is mindless, soulless corporate garbage. Like, there's not an original facet to this video. At any point, this video does absolutely nothing new. It is like the same for, like, it's literally, it's definitely based or inspired off of Pretty Sweet. It's just like Pretty Sweet with no budget, which is fucking embarrassing to me, because it's like, dude, how did Pretty Sweet mog the fuck out of this, doing it first and from like an actual skateboarding company versus like, you know, a worldwide clothing manufacturer, you know, producing their shit out of China? That's pretty fucking embarrassing to me. That's why I get so triggered when I see Jake Hayes on Flat, and it's like, dude, if you've ever been to this guy's Instagram page, every post from this dude, same exact shit as this intro. Now, this did not take me long to do. I only went through about, I don't know, 6 or 7 posts to do this. Another fucking kickflip. Like, this guy does the same thing every post, and somehow people lap it up. There's a photo of him doing a fucking kickflip. It never ends. Bruh. Like, nobody pays attention to this shit. And it's not even like I had to dig. Like, I really did not have to dig. This is the first slide of this post. Like, here's him just skating flat. This guy is posting videos of himself just kick flipping on flat ground. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm sure there's more. Like, it took me 3 minutes to find 5 posts of Jake Hayes doing kick flips on flat ground. So yeah, like, when I saw this in the montage, I was like, dude, fuck right off with that. All right, I think I might put this on YouTube, so I'm not gonna have the music playing. I actually changed my mind after the first part and played the music, because reviewing videos on mute is fucking terrible. All right, so we got Guy Mariano. Guy's almost 50 years old. Pretty amazing. This is his striped shirt from his signature collection. Now, I was thinking it would be fun, before we watch every like pros part that has a collection, just take a look. Guy Mariano short sleeve polo shirt. Now, in my opinion, this should be illegal. I don't think people past the age of 14 should be wearing this stuff. There's a real horseshoe effect of like old head skaters regressing fashion-wise and just looking like little boys. Like, you see it with P-Rod. He loves striped t-shirts, and like his clothes stopped fitting him. He looks like his mom has been dressing him. He's got the Dino Nuggets tees. He has child drip. Like, he looks like he's home alone trying on his dad's clothes. Same shit with Guy Mariano. There's clips of multiple dudes in this Dickies video, like, all wearing striped shirts, and it's like, oh my god. Like, if you were just passing by and you didn't know who these people were, it would look like, you know, some sort of adult daycare, like, special needs group outing. This isn't even that bad. This is just a personal, you know, pet peeve. But dude, like, just think about what you're looking at with this. Guy Mariano graphic t-shirt. What the actual fuck does this have to do with Guy Mariano? I could not it doesn't say his name on it. It just says Dickies. Like, is the creative freedom that he's been allowed is that he gets to choose the font that you write Dickies in? They do this all the time. It's not even just like Guy Mariano's thing. Like, also, I like sincerely hope that Disney sues the fuck out of you guys, because that's all anybody is going to think when they look at this. It's like, oh, that guy has a Disneyland pullover quarter zip jacket. I mean, look at this. This is nuts. This is a Guy Mariano pro shirt. Did you guys sit down in a room with Guy Mariano and you're like, Guy, what do you want for your pro collection? And he's like, what if we made a shirt that said Dickies on it, but small? Like, I'm at a complete loss. Like, a lot of skateboard collabs and shit don't make sense to me. This Dickies Pro model line is some of the most confusing shit that I've ever seen from any company wanting to get involved in skateboarding. Even just like on principle, I'm like so against Dickies trying to turn their logo into, you know, like a fashion brand. It's so fucking cringe. Like, walking around with a t-shirt that says Dickies on the front of it, to me is like the same shit as if you were walking around with a shirt that said like Fruit of the Loom in mass. Like, you look like such a fucking bot. It's like wearing a Vans t-shirt. It's in that same category. It's like, dude, I don't buy Fruit of the Loom underwear because I think it's like classy or bougie or something. Like, there's no amount of marketing that can separate Dickies as a brand from the appeal of it and how it got started, what made people attracted to the company, you know, in the first place. I think the same exact shit about Carhartt, by the way. When I see people walking around in like Carhartt whip, like graphic tees, I'm like, dude, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Dickies is never going to be Louis Vuitton. It's never going to be Gucci. It's never, to me, it should never be a brand that tries to sell itself based off the logo. The logo's terrible. It literally says Dickies. Dickies sounds like a
combination
of sticky dick. Like, and you're wearing that blasted across your body. And it's fine. It's fine if it's like a little patch that's on your ass that nobody sees, but it's just like, you guys are taking the goodwill of the people that purchase your products and you're trying to milk them for like every bit of support that you can. Like, I am so against this Dickies like graphic t-shirt fucking angle that they're pulling. It doesn't make any sense. This isn't a pro model t-shirt, and I hate the idea of it. I hate all of this. Every company makes a shirt that looks exactly like this. Why do you need to do it too, Dickies? Anyway, let's watch the skating now. All right, let me turn on. I don't know why it's in. Let's watch this shit in 1440p, baby. They paid for it. All right, Guy Mariano. Not gonna lie, looking bad. I'm not even talking about the way that he skates. His style has been like pretty fucking hard to watch for a long time. No, you're not supposed to say that, but yeah, he's like straight up has Haley Wilson steez for this line. No shade to my queen Haley, by the way. I just don't know if Guy Mariano should be looking like a athletic lesbian. The line is decent, though. The switch tray is nasty. Let me consult my written bangers page here for a second. Guy is even a great name for a lesbian. Like, yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just joking around. Oh, man, these angles, bro. Cool silhouette shot, guys. What year is it? That trick's bullshit, kind of. That was really wet. So I definitely want to give, like, you know, respect where it's due. He is insanely good, you know, for being pretty much 50 years old. And I remember buying Pretty Sweet on iTunes and not understanding why people liked him. Like, I didn't know, you know, I didn't know his skating from like Mouse or anything like that. I didn't know that he used to like have insanely good style, like one of the most naturally talented skateboarders ever. I had no clue why people wanted to watch him skate. I was like, please just put Sean Malto back on the screen. And yeah, nothing's changed. You know, I still got I got respect for the OGs now that I know a little bit more about skateboarding history, but yeah, he's still pretty hard to watch. Dude, look at his, I mean, look at this t-shirt. This polo is like a 2X polo shirt. The thing I do like about this, though, is that like we are in like an era of like Instagram fashion scrubs, like Carl Aikens like cropping the fuck out of all of their t-shirts. It's kind of refreshing to see an old head like pretty much wearing a polo as a dress. Yeah, you put his ass in the dungeon for this one. And then, yeah, this is just kind of some Guy Mariano shit. You know what? I don't think I can review this with... I think I'm just going to turn the music on, because it's like... I think I'm just going to be annoyed, like, picking Minecraft fucking ambient music. So I'm just going to watch it with the sound on. Fuck it. Decent Guy Mariano part, you know. Seems like he probably filmed that stuff pretty fast. I think he probably filmed for a couple weeks, because he did most of that shit in his pro collection, which is a pretty recent thing. I'm gonna make the joke that I made already about this, but check out these title sequences. They flew a guy with a camera to Guangzhou, China to get an angle of these Dickies sewing machines.
很抱歉，对我的错误，对不起。
So Mike Anderson right here. I love this. Love this shot of Mike Anderson because great symmetry with the goats. I like Mike Anderson a lot. I like him as a Dickies writer because he actually looks like a dude that would wear Dickies, you know, or actually like even looks good wearing Dickies as a skater. If I were in charge of Dickies, I would be picking skaters for the roster that like made sense for the company. Like that's how I would recruit skaters. Like why doesn't Elijah Burrell skate for Dickies? Like, how the fuck is that like a missed opportunity? You know what I'm saying? However you feel about Elijah Burrell, like that's I was born in the wrong generation type motherfucker. Like same as Brandon Burley. These would be the dudes that I would definitely be trying to get on my roster. Mike Anderson, he's got like a, you know, farm in Ventura with goat animals and shit. And he's got like a traditional, like, you know, barrier guy approach to skateboarding. He makes perfect sense. Like what I want to know, how the fuck is Tom Knox, a British person, skate for an American workwear brand, but a verified American patriot like Elijah Burrell can't get a check? It makes me furious. So yeah, this part is pretty solid. Skating fast. Everything's clean. Like all of his lines, you know, kind of make a lot of sense. This is probably, I think, in my top 3-ish parts for the video. So yeah, that trick is super nice tail. 5-0 with a little pop in. There are kind of back-to-back mistakes in this bit. I think like he kind of just lands on the deck of this like fake spot, you know what I mean? And it's like pretty noticeable. Like you can hear it and see it. And I'm like, if you're gonna skate something like this, you should probably like, you know, skate it pretty good. Then unfortunately this also yeah, in 4K, bro. I think I'm going to zag on this and try to give him... Mike Anderson doesn't exactly strike me as the kind of dude who's going to care if, like, you know, his heel touches on a manual for a millisecond. That doesn't really seem like, you know, something that he would be overly concerned with. To take it even further, you know, you could consider it an act of patriotism that he would go to a fake EU spot and desecrate it, disrespect it with a scraped manual. That seems like the American thing to do. To correctly perform a manual on, you know, one of these fake bullshit European spots, that would be to validate its felonious existence. I'm actually glad that he scraped because, you know, I hope one day I also can travel to Europe and scrape manuals on all of these, you know, town square spots commissioned by, you know, the city to add like energy. I'm trying to scrape all over these spots. I mean, look at this shit. Fake ass spots, dude. So yeah, that trick was good. I was kind of confused why they spoiled this in the like the intro thing, but only like 80,000 people saw it versus like 400K on the actual video. So I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. That was really nice too. This is another one that's like stuck out to me. And again, not like usually a super big fan of barrier skating, but like switch feeble. And then he pops it perfectly into the other side. This was really nice.
Perfect.
This clip is one that could be discussed. So we have a bank into this, like, I guess there's some kind of grate over here, and they propped it up with like 5 skateboards. And he just ollies over this, you know, fence. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know what to think. I kind of like Mike Anderson though, so I want to trust his judgment. I want to believe that he knows best. This is crazy, this backside ollie. He kind of is popping off in this section here. East Coast skaters think they're so much better than West Coast skaters. They think they're so fucking grungy, gritty, and hardcore. And I'm like, okay, so then why did a white guy dressed as a cholo just drag his balls all over one of your best spots? Riddle me that. Something that probably really helped Mike Anderson out is the fact that he didn't have like some dingleberry chasing him around, you know, with a red camera on a gimbal. That goes a long way, you know, for your footage. And Mike Anderson, not the kind of skater that you would want to see filmed that way. And we'll get to it later with Frankie Villani's part. But sometimes companies, I think, almost sabotage themselves. Like New Balance does the same thing, where it's like, okay, you're paying for a skater like Frankie Villani. What you're paying for with him is you get like a certain style, something like a little bit spookier. You're paying Frankie Villani because, and like you maximize your investment with him by representing him. You know, it's kind of like what attracted you to Frankie Villani in the first place? Why did Dickies want to pay this guy in the first place? Because he's different, because he stands out, right? So it's like if you date this gorgeous, radiant, outgoing woman, and then, you know, once you guys start getting serious, you don't let her leave the house, it's like you're stifling her majesty, you know? You're killing... You're trying to extinguish the light in her eyes. Don't do that. That's what Dickies is trying to do to Frankie Villani. The New Balance shoe part, like, no wonder he didn't want to fucking try for that, because, like, they're filming it on some, like, really ugly, like, uncolor graded, like, 4K HD camera with, like, a tinny microphone. What are you doing? Like, you guys have this thing and you have no idea what to do with it. Like, you're forcing him to film on these cameras where I'm sure he knows, and you guys should know, you guys should understand that's not how you're going to maximize his potential. You're like a workwear brand that is like championed, you know, and supported by people in the labor industry, you know, like construction workers, plumbers, you know, real blue collar types. Why create a skate video where most of it is filmed with, you know, these like 4K shallow depth of field bokeh angles with like motion blurring and a fucking beige filter on top of it? Like, what are you guys thinking? How does that reflect the branding of Dickies? Like, you know, it doesn't make, I would go for like kind of the, you know, the opposite of that. And that's another, like, you know, that Carhartt Whip video got so much shit with like the spoken word poetry and stuff, because it's like, dude, what do you guys, that would be kind of cringe no matter who was doing it, in my opinion, because it's just really like pompous and contrived to try to do something like that in a skateboarding video, in my opinion. You're trying to make it like way too artful. Like that video had like the opposite problem that this video had, but it has the same problem. It's like, you guys are forgetting your roots. Like, as a brand, you're forgetting what you are. It just doesn't align. Car commercial Dickies video.
Hey, spin that shit.
Coward, bro. We were in the motherfucking house. What's going on, baby? Yo, it's time to get rid of this coward right here once and for all. Sick of this motherfucker. Check this shit out.
Rip it, baby, rip it. Yeah.
Yo.
I was so stoked when I watched this the first time. I was like, oh my God, they're not even making me wait for Tom Knox. Third skater in. Ooh. About to be on my American shit. I need some fuel. I need some real American corn syrup. Oh my God, that's foul. Another angle on this whole like corporate thing is like that the biggest defense that I hear of when, you know, corporate companies put out bad like overly sanitized, you know, soulless cookie cutter videos is, oh, well, it's a corporate brand. What do you expect? And I don't think that would be a good excuse under any circumstances. It's like, oh, because it's a corporate brand, it means that they have to make, they're trying to sell stuff to skaters, and they're like misunderstanding, in my opinion anyway, they're misunderstanding and they're missing the mark on what it is that skaters want to see. That's a failure on their part, no matter how you slice it. Just because they're corporate, it doesn't mean they need to be idiots. But that doesn't even work, because you look at like Nike, who tons of classic videos, but like the last two videos that have come out, Quick Strike and 7 Ball, were like both probably top 5, if not top 3 videos that came out each year. So it's like you can create a department of like intelligent skateboarders that know what people want to see, that are pushing boundaries like creatively in the video department. They are constructing like really balanced and well-managed rosters. Like this is all stuff that corporations, with the resources that they have, if they have like the sense to actually, delegate some of the power and the responsibility to people that actually, skateboard and understand skateboarding, they let them handle it. They let them get on with it. You're going to get a good product. Like the Nike videos, so well done. Oh my God. Bro. Oh my God, this line is so fucking ass, dude. That's so bad. Tom knocks up his wife. Cut him off. His sperm is too powerful. Check out this photo. I thought this was just really funny. This picture, it just looks like he's doing an ollie down like an 8 stair. I mean, he's definitely like 50-50ing and popping, which also not that cool, honestly. But like it just doesn't really read as a photograph at all. So let's take a quick look at his collection right here. Beautiful page. Let's all peruse it in unison. First of all, Tom Knox looking like Jimmy Neutron. Who does this guy's fucking hair? Do they have a Supercuts equivalent in England? British sports clips? Like this is even worse than Carhartt Whip. This is such a betrayal of the Dickies brand.
I was thinking it looks so mindless and pointless that it reminds me of YouTuber merch. And this is real YouTuber merch. This is Cody Ko's merch line called Cody's Run Club. It's just dumb as fuck. It's just cute and gay and has a flower on it. And yeah, this is Cody Ko, the guy who was fucking children. So yeah, Dickies, you guys are doing a great job. You are doing the same designs as a YouTuber who fucks children. Well done.
Like, what are you guys? Are you making this for teenage girls? Anyway, then we also have this. Oh my God, the Trans Pride quarter zip. He looks dumbfounded. What am I doing here? A corduroy like tracksuit looking thing. It just seems like and something like this. It's like Dickies. It seems like they're like trying to get into fashion. It's so frumpy. It's so unflattering. It looks like clothing for, fat people. And they're saying in the description of this, they're saying, inspired by our original 874 work pants, Tom Knox reimagined the silhouette. Reimagined it into the, its mom said it's my turn to use the Xbox silhouette.
Perfect.
Bombaclat. Overall rating, 3.8. Boom. All this stuff is on clearance too. Bunch of crap. You guys are making crap. Also, his pro model jean right here. It's like an acid wash polar big boy dupe, which is like, okay, bro, why is your pro model jean a pant that is for confused tweens when you're a father of 4? All right, big flip on flat for no reason. No reason. It's just big flip on flat. Half cab off the curb. For what purpose? Like, you see how totally arbitrary this guy's approach to skating is now. And then kickflip up the curb, one of the ugliest kickflips ever done by a professional skateboarder. Like, it looks switch, and it looks like a skater doing a switch flip that is trying to do like some kind of Dylan Jabe impression, but like they can't actually bone their legs out, so their knees kind of just do all the work. Awful. This line is hellish. And then this is the biggest fucking twist of the knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Front pops a 6 stair. Now, this line is pretty much just this.
Brother,
The only reason that this kind of dude gets called out for it is because he's wearing like a Bones t-shirt and he's got Andy Anderson grip on his skateboard, so everybody feels comfortable being honest about the situation. And before we get too much further, I'll acknowledge that, like, yes, I do skate similarly to Tom Knox, and I do hate myself, but that also makes me an expert in hating Tom Knox as well. So as long as everyone understands my complicated self-hatred and how it relates to Tom Knox's skating, I think, you know, maybe some of you guys will have some sympathy for my position. I actually developed a theory about Tom's skating. One of my new designs here. Now, this is going to look really confusing, I think, at first, but it's going to start making sense. So this is my theory of intersectionality as it pertains to skateboarding. Here we have a y-axis and we have an x-axis. The y-axis is the height of an obstacle or of a spot, and the x-axis is the length of an obstacle or spot. So something that is really high and really long, like El Toro, would be represented by this intersection here. Now, Tom Knox, his buckness capability is around the 1.5 to 2 range of buckness on the X and the Y scale. You can see I've illustrated that in blue. Now, probably from anywhere on the 3 of each respective axis, this is like the scrub zone. This is like, you know, mini spot territory. So as a professional skateboarder, obviously you can't just skate 6 stairs. People are going to catch on to you and be like, why is this guy paid by New Balance, Dickies, and Crooked? You know, why are we funding this like bullshit? He's come up with an ingenious solution. You will see it on full display in the Dickies part. He is shameless with his new strategy, and it seems to be working. Only like 100 dislikes on this Dickies video. This is where almost all skateboarding happens, on the positive x-axis and the positive y-axis. He's taken his skating into the negative x-axis, and the negative x-axis is represented not by length of a spot, but by width of a spot. So Tom Knox has realized it is acceptable to skate a 5 stair as long as it's narrow. He's an idiot, but he's also a genius because he is really hoodwinking the audience into thinking that it is okay to skate spots that, you know, a 9-year-old would be battling a kickflip on, and he's front popping them because they're skinny, because they're narrow spots. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and if you hadn't picked up on it already, Tom Knox is a British guy. Now, I think that Tom Knox is probably one of the only skaters in the world that could get away with this strategy, because it's like in American media, whenever the creators of a movie or a show want to convince you that there's a really smart character, they just give them a fucking British accent. For some reason, Americans are almost always automatically impressed with British people. Like, they think they're sophisticated and posh and they must know something because they're so high class that Americans don't know. So even if a British character in a show is saying something that is completely devoid of any substance, a lot of Americans will think that it is just terrific because a British person is saying it. That's Tom Knox on a skateboard. If an American was front popping 6 stairs with the set of sponsors that this dude has, they would have been assassinated years ago. All right, here we go. More bullshit. Tray flip, front blunt, 3 inches of a ledge. He actually did that pretty clean. This line is clean. Switch tray on flat, going fast. That's the hardest trick of this entire line. Switch tail 270 and, you know, like slides most of the spin on the floor. That's an easy trick if you know how to do it. People that know how to do that trick know that once you learn it, that shit is super easy. So here's my problem with this line, okay? Same issue that I have with a lot of Tom Knox's skateboarding, right? If the hardest trick that you're doing in a line is a flat ground trick, then that begs the question, why the fuck are you even bothering to skate ledges at all? The only reason Tom Knox is skating any ledges is to distract from the fact that he is a professional flat ground skater. He just dinked 2 ledges as an excuse to film on flat. Like, total con artist, please open your eyes. The hardest trick in your line should not be a flat ground trick. The hardest trick in your line should be a trick on the spot that you are skating. All right, here we go. There's more. Jeez Louise. My God. Ew. All right, same exact thing I just talked about, right? So he doesn't even, like, at this point, you know, he's really trying hard to fool people. Back blunt on the last 2 inches of this thing. Pop off, stomps it like he is God's gift. Easy trick. And then this is the crown jewel of this line. Tray flip down a 3-stair and heel flip down a 3-stair. And those are 2 flat ground tricks. I will be calling tricks that are done down 3 stairs flat ground tricks. That is not big enough to tell me that that really has any meaningful difference between doing those on flat and doing them down a 1-foot drop. So it's the same exact shit as the last line. And he finishes this off with such a bad kickflip backtail. Like, he is disrespecting the audience with this. Prepare for the written banger. This backtail is saggier than the Queen's decomposing tits with a slide that was shorter than Prince Harry's knob.
I'm gonna go fucking ballistic.
Okay, does the trick again. And ollies off. And now prepare, drum roll please, for another written banger. Behold the bravery of Tom Knox. Is that Johnny Knoxville? No! Great heavens, that's Tommy Knoxville! No! The greatest stuntman the United Kingdom has ever seen. Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, fuck. This is the best trick of the part so far. 50-50 to back lip. That's fine. You know, kind of a cool spot. And then shoves out on it also. Had to make the most of that. Oh my God. Such a sick written banger for this. Yo, call this guy Jake Hayes the way he's kickflipping to the bank. Bang! All right. Yeah, slow-mo that switch heel on flat. I mean, that trick's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Front tail, switch 50. Let's get some B-roll of a double-decker bus. Just to remind you, this guy is British. His biggest selling point. I can't believe they slow-mode this. This is so incredibly cringe. Front 180, a stair set. Illegal, dungeon. And then, like, shakily sets up for a flip and employs this theory of
intersectionality.
You know, he barely gets his fat feet out of the way. And you already know what's about to happen. We're going to end this line the way that we end every good Tom Knox line. Pop shove it 5-stair. Boom! They say men create elaborate rituals in order to touch each other's bodies. Tom Knox creates elaborate rituals to do frontside pop shove-its down 5 stairs. Okay. Cab, half cab. I kind of liked this idea. I thought it was sort of cool looking. And then he goes and does like a tail slide heel flip, which pretty easy trick for a professional skateboarder. Also, Tom has like a pretty noticeable over-reliance on tail slides and blunt slides, which are basically the same trick. He doesn't really, it seems like he doesn't really know a whole lot of tricks. This is probably the most buck thing he's done, whole part. And I actually believe that was pretty hard and scary. It's just kind of unfortunate that it looks pretty funny. Just didn't end up looking very cool. Yep. I mean, I've seen him skate that 1,000 times. Oh my God, this is so rough. Some of these spots were built by like Romans 2,000 years ago and maybe just aren't worth the effort. You're trying to grind stone that is literally from the Stone Age, bro. And it's like, yeah, you did it. Technically. This trick I actually like. I actually think this was cool. Obviously it has another like front tail in it, but it's a good spot. He used it intelligently, and I like the big spin off, even it's down like a tiny stair set as usual. Like he really made the most of this spot. And this is like the kind of skating and the kind of skater that I think Tom Knox is like marketed as. This is why this dude has a job, because he should be doing stuff like this. Now, if I were to be impressed by a Tom Knox part, I would need like 5 or 6 tricks of this caliber in any one of these parts, because, well, if this is like a 9 out of 10 on like the creative, because this is not that hard. It's kind of buck, but it's really not that buck. It looks way more buck because Tom Knox is doing it. This is more of like a cerebral, skateboarding trick. And like, this is, again, like I said, the kind of skater that Tom Knox is sold to you as. Most of the time, I think he like coasts off of his reputation and off of his ethos, where he just does a bunch of like contrived nonsense, but it's like, oh, it's because it's Tom Knox. Every now and again, he'll actually give you something that is good and like a decently intelligent trick that it makes the audience believe that all of the shit that he is doing is smart, when a lot of it really, to me, is not.
Facts.
We talked about this in the Sodi video, but he seriously suffers from not having a VX1000 like directly underneath his skateboard. Especially skating in London and the quick-footed skateboarding. Camera tricks do a lot for this, genre of skateboarding. Seeing this dude like skating long lens, I think, kind of shatters the illusion a lot of the time. If you want to see like an European genius, watch someone like Gustav Tonnesson, who is so much better than him and like dreadfully underrated by comparison, miserably underrated, has way cooler ideas and is like just better. So yeah, and a lot of times some of the responses I get to my Tom Knox reviews are like, just leave this guy alone, he's just trying to like feed his family. But it's like, dude, I review skateboarding. I didn't tell this guy to have 4 children. Just because you start impregnating people doesn't give you the pass to start producing like crap skateboarding.
Facts.
My final thoughts on Tom Knox.
May his family suffer great hardship in years to come.
Okie dokie. Vincent Alvarez. I actually think this part is pretty good. Let's see here. Let's skip ahead here. I'm not going to watch every fucking Vincent Alvarez trick. That's for goddamn sure. So whatever virus or disease Tom Knox has contracted, it looks like it's contagious and it's rubbing off on Vincent Alvarez. Oof. I don't know if that was the move. Fakey big flip to start a line. Definitely illegal. Okay, fit of the video right here, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Green hat, high vis orange tee, community service freeway colorway. Then we have these low vis, nice dark burnt orange pants. This guy's dressed like a carrot. And if that wasn't enough, it wasn't enough color. He's like, I'm going to cap this off. I'm going to tie the bow on this ensemble with a nice pair of yellow socks. That'll be the banger of this fit. Just a nice little splash of color to bring everything together. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about Vincent. You know, I do like the fact that the skateboard industry is in a position to support a skater like him. I think that's nice, you know, but I'm not gonna like sit here and pretend to be like a big fan of a guy who skates like he has metal knees wearing a 3XL t-shirt. No, another carrot outfit. I don't reverse carrot fit. I don't dislike Vincent Alvarez. I just thought that would be funny if I said that. Oh my God, look at that shirt. Oh, little boy Steez. Whew, that was nasty. I like the indoor racquetball sound effect they added to this switch heel. I don't think there's anything besides indoor racquetball, actually. This is pretty gnarly switch. Butters. Damn, hour and 20 minutes. All right, let me pause it.